Alrighty. What's up, Marco? How you doing? How's it hanging? Do you have a good week? You home or at work or what you up to right now? Brand New American texted me earlier today. Sent me a image of his forecast where he lives, and he's fucking. And he sent me that, and he sent the text of perfect riding weather here. I'm like, you know what, you asshole? Because he does have perfect riding weather right now. Like the highs for the day is like 73, 75, and the lows is like 58, and it's sunny. He had partly cloudy today, and then like the next 3 or 4 days, he's just sunny with a high of like 74, 75. Perfect freaking riding weather. And my last couple days, and today and tomorrow, is like scattered showers throughout the entire freaking day, like on and off showers. And it's funny because yet I still went out on the bike today for a ride and stop at a few places because I couldn't take it. I needed to be on the bike. I needed that throttle therapy. But wow, we need some more people in here. We need some more people in here. Where the hell is everybody? Here we go. There's Bobo. Bobo Schnuggins. How's it going? Today's snack, this evening's snack, is none other than some Bucky's Beaver Nuggets. There's El Cap. Hey, El Cap. There we go. There we go. There's some messages. Mrs. Urban is here for a little bit. Yeah, even though we had rain today here and there, and I was literally depending on where, like, staring at the rain clouds to try to choose roads where there wasn't the rain clouds, kind of just go in between all of them. But it has been nice. It actually cooled off. Like last week, we were in the upper 90s, just floating around 100 degrees, and it felt like 110, 112. So this week we actually just Tuesday, Tuesday it started to drop. So Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday here have been below 94 degrees. And despite it being windy today was our coldest day. It's like 84 degrees outside right now. And compared to 110, 84 degrees is freaking awesome. But yeah, so what everybody carry today? Hey, Addicted to Blades. What everybody carry today? Or did anybody get anything new this week? Yeah, right, Marco. 81% humidity. We're like 105% humidity. Hold on a second. Hello? What? I can't do that. I'm in a live right now. Make make do without. Figure it out. Make do without. All right. Love you. Bye. All right. So that was my daughter, my middle child, my blood, who made the softball team, and she's at practice. Has practice this afternoon, evening, and forgot socks. And let me tell you, yesterday, I had to pick up one kid all the way in the high school, which is halfway across town. So I had to go pick her ass up because she forgot where the buses were and how to get to the buses from her last class period. Because she's new to that high school, she's new to the school. Ugh. Whiskey. Good whiskey. So anyway, so I had to pick her ass up at the school yesterday after having already picked up my stepson. So I had to pick up. It started with having to pick up my stepson before the end of the school day to take him to a doctor's appointment. And that sucked because I didn't know where the doctor's appointment location was. And the GPS was like, I think this is a problem that Google Maps has no matter where you are. It is a bad idea to put hotels, like more than 3 or 4 hotels, in the same area with medical offices, like the urgent care centers and doctor's offices and therapy offices and all kinds of, putting all of those in the same area really messes up Google Maps for some reason, somehow, some way. And I've noticed that in many places in the country here. Different states, different cities. It seems to always happen. So I could not figure out where this doctor's office was because it's one of those buildings that's mixed in between all the other hotels, and the signage is all terrible, and I had never been there before. But anyway, so that was that. That was the first fiasco for the evening. And then the second one was the stepdaughter having missed the school bus, so I had to go back to the same high school to pick her butt up. And then today, one of the kids forgot a pair of pants that he needed for marching band for going to the football game tonight. And then the other one just called saying that she needed softball socks. I'm like, no, I'm not doing this. I'm not running out again. These kids need to be a little more responsible and get their stuff together. Not relying on mom and dad to drop what they're doing in the moment and bail them out from their goof ups. I don't know, am I being too harsh of a parent? Grumpy gave you a VK40? Nice. So today I carried, along with the Pulse, which is funny because because of our weather, I've been back and forth each day. If I don't go anywhere for the day, if I just chill at home because I've not had work, Lowe's is not giving me hours. My next paycheck is going to be like nothing. I think I'm going to have like maybe 4 hours on my next paycheck. 4 hours of work. So not even $100. So that totally blows. So like this week I've not had any shifts, no work the whole week, which is, it sucks money wise because it's going to hurt not having a paycheck, my next paycheck. But at the same time, it's kind of been a blessing because of the fact that we got my stepkids last weekend, and it's just been one hell of a week getting them enrolled in school, getting doctors figured out, getting dentists figured out, getting this figured out and that figured out with all of them. It's been a lot of work, mostly on my wife, mostly on Mrs. Urban, because I don't do the paperwork part for one, and two, I mean legally she has to be the one who does all of that because I don't have any legal rights to them as of now. So the burden's been very heavily on Mrs. Urban, and I've just kind of been, for the most part, the damn chauffeur. I've been the urban bus, shuffling all these kids around, taking them where they need to go, so that they do what they need to do. And then cooking, making all the meals. I've been making all the damn meals. which I pretty much do anyways. But literally, it's been I need to make dinners because Mrs. Urban is filling out paperwork, getting the school supplies together, being on the phone, making appointments, doing all that stuff in the evening. So I've been the one who's, making the meals. I am basically been the full-time stay-at-home dad for like the last week and a half. And I don't mind it because it's what I can do to help. But at the same time, it sucks. I don't like doing it. I want to go to work. I want the job. So yeah, and on top of that, Mrs. Urban is working. She's working today through the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and she's during the week going to school. So yeah, it's been extremely overwhelming for her, and it's been frustrating for me because I don't even get to go to work. I'm just stuck being Mr. Mom at home. So that's kind of added to my frustration because it's like, all right, the 6 hours out of the middle of the day that I could be working, could be doing something, I'm not doing anything. I did apply to a couple of jobs last week, and I actually have an interview on Monday morning. So y'all wish me luck for that. It's a properties management position. From what I'm understanding, what they'll basically have me doing is with property management, going around and meeting and verifying uh, maintenance work in communities, in complexes, and fancy neighborhoods. Just making sure that if the HOA needs this done or that done, then I contact the people that takes care of that and make sure that repairs are made or renovations are done to standards. Make sure that the landscaping people get out to this place or to that place and do what they're supposed to do. It's just property management. So I believe what my position is probably going to be is being that runaround guy that just makes contact with people and and writes reports. But I don't know 100% for sure. So I'll find out. I have a much better idea of what this company needs on Monday with that interview. But I would be good for this job because I have the construction background. I have the communications background with my degree in business communications. Um, and I know quite a number of them are main contractors from working at Lowe's and dealing with contractors at Lowe's and maintenance people for different complexes and communities. So I know some of these people already, and they know me. So I think it'll be if I get this job, it'll be freaking awesome because this is gets my biggest thing is gets me away from the retail. I am so sick of the retail. Um, yeah, it gets me away from that, and then gives me hours and gives me more purpose. Like when you're part time working retail, it sucks because if you don't get a lot of hours, then you feel like you're barely there, and what you're doing is always repetitively the same thing, and you never feel like you're making a difference with anything, with the store, with the company. I mean, the only difference I can make is with certain customers, repeat customers. And if I'm almost never there, then I don't feel like I'm making even much of a difference for them. So if I get this job, I'll be so freaking happy. But if y'all read the description of what today's live, what I put for today's live as one of the topics, Urban got, let me find the old ones, new glasses. They finally came in. So let me show off, like y'all really care about glasses, but hey, I don't have a whole lot to talk about today. So these are my first pair of glasses that I ever got about 11 years ago. And when I did not like at all the idea that I needed glasses all of a sudden. So I was going for something very minimalistic and still complimenting my face, I guess, and serving their purpose at the same time. But I was not thrilled about having to wear glasses all of a sudden. And I absolutely, you can ask Mrs. Urban, I cannot, will not, ever, ever, ever do contacts. I can't stand anything going in, around, or near my eyeball. And that absolutely includes contacts. I cannot do that. Absolutely cannot do that. I am the biggest baby when it comes to my eyeballs. Anything going in it, near it, around it, touching it, absolutely not. I fight it. Like putting eye drops in my eyes to get an eyelash out. Yeah, I mean, it takes some serious pinning me down and doing it with me still kicking and screaming. But here's the new pair. So, along with the fact that it had been over 10 years since I had last seen an eye doctor and gotten a pair of glasses, I figured, one, I was way overdue for getting an exam and getting a new pair. And then two, realizing over the years that, yeah, I need to wear the glasses. I need to wear them more often. I need to get used to wearing them, and because they help. Obviously, they help. So, the thing that I didn't like as I was wearing them more often, I didn't like how narrow they were. They did not give me a more peripheral, more broad view of my surroundings. And that's typically what I needed them for, is when I'm driving. They help quite a bit when I'm driving, mostly at night and when there's foul weather. It makes everything, fixes my stigmatism, and makes everything at a distance more crisp and clean and clear to see. So I got larger frames, and luckily my prescription did not change very much, so my eyes are not getting any worse. My stigmatism's getting just a little bit worse in one eye, but very, very minimally. So that was pretty good news. Pretty good news to find out that my eyes aren't really getting any worse. Unfortunately, they're not getting any better. But yeah, so now that I've got two pairs of glasses, one of them I will keep in the house. The skinny ones I will keep in the house here for when I'm watching TV in the bedroom. It helps if and when we've got captions on. Helps me make it easier for me to read the captions on the TV screen when I'm laying on the bed. So, and then these will stay in the car and be my main deals when I'm out and about, going places and driving wearing them when I drive. Yeah, that's what I mean. Everybody I know that wears contacts, very few people are totally happy with wearing them. Like totally happy with wearing them. Very few people I've ran into are like that. Most people, again, it's an inconvenience. It's a hassle. It's for some it's painful. People who don't have very good, their eyeballs get dry very easily. Wearing contacts is very painful because you're always having to put eye drops in your eyes to keep your eyes moist for the contacts not to bother you. So, yeah, most people that I know that wear contacts, they seem to constantly be irritated by the fact of wearing contacts. And it's always you always want to ask them. It's like, well, why the hell don't you just wear glasses? But they don't want to wear glasses. They don't want to keep up with glasses. I get it if you play sports. I get it if you're constantly going inside and outside, and the temperature changes causes them to fog up a little bit. That's very annoying. Wearing glasses when it's raining sucks because you get raindrops on them. But yeah. So I get if you're constantly having those struggles that maybe the contacts are helpful, but for the most part people don't like wearing contacts either. Is what I've gotten. But yeah, so as I was saying with this week's carry, I've constantly been going back and forth between a pair of shorts, a pair of blue jeans, and a pair of gym shorts. If I'm at home and I'm not going anywhere, I'm wearing the gym shorts. I'm most comfortable wearing just a pair of gym shorts and a t-shirt. If I gotta leave the house, depending on with the weather changes, at what time of the day, the hottest part of the day, I'm gonna put on my shorts. If it's in the morning or in the evening and it's cool out, then I'm gonna put on my blue jeans. So I've literally spent my entire week wearing 3 pairs of bottoms: a pair of gym shorts, a pair of shorts, and a pair of blue jeans, and just keep going back and forth between those. And so I've forgotten. I constantly forget which was the pair that I last put on that had the OTF pulse, the EMP EDC pulse that I carry every day. And I've been extremely adamant about carrying it every day and using it to cut something every single day. So this today, when I put on the blue jeans so I could go ride the bike and do things out and about with our coolest weather that we've had today, I had a freak out moment of not being able to find my pulse. I couldn't figure out where the hell my pulse was when it was actually in the pair of blue jeans that I had just put on. So I had one of those moments. I had one of the they're already in the pants pocket, you moron. So that happened this morning. But then I decided to carry this guy, the something obscene, Lek, however you say it. Yeah, big old nasty cleaver. Love it, love it, love it. So yeah, he went in the pocket today. Yesterday I spent part of my day yesterday carrying. What did I bounce back and forth between? I know I carried this guy for just for basically the evening part. So I carried this Artisan that I love so much. And I just want to say, if I don't know who all was in, if any of y'all were in Wednesday night's live with Maddie and Stevie and Sharif. Mostly Sharif and Maddie. Stevie had to go on the earlier side because of what he's got to do. But Sharif was talking about his thoughts on doing a EDC fixed blade in the Mangana steel brand. This blade shape on this knife right here, I would love to see something very similar to this. The only thing that I would do differently is I would drop this down just a little bit. I would put the tip underneath the where I guess where in the folder is the pivot, but on a fixed blade it would just be the center of the handle. But I would love to see this be a fixed blade with the tip dropped down just a little bit. I still want a belly, just not as much. I just want it to be a little flatter for a little bit longer. So do that by bringing the tip down, and then overall just make it just a hair bit narrower here. And then obviously would be a full flat grind, same thin blade stock. I think this is fine thickness wise for an EDC fixed blade. But yeah, just do it as a full flat grind. But I love this blade shape. Absolutely love this blade shape. Would be tickled to see this slightly modified with the edge and where location of the tip, bringing it down to make a really stellar fixed blade. I would love to see this modified into a fixed blade. So that I'm going to reach out. I'm probably going to draw something. I'm going to take this and then just and do a basic drawing, because I'm not a great artist by any means. I think I would say I'm a little bit better than Mattisfaction. Just a tad bit better than Maddie. But yeah, I'm going to have to draw something up. Something like this, and then I've got another design in my head that I would present as another option for a fixed blade, for an EDC fixed blade. So yeah, so I know I carried that one yesterday. Oh yeah, the other one that I bounced with, I put him in my pocket in the morning yesterday. Is the Migron Moyarl. The fancy one in, what is this, M3? Yeah, it's M390. M390 brushed, horizontally brushed satin blade and contoured titanium scales with micro milling. Can you see the micro milling? It's a milling. Yes, Kathleen, absolutely. Maddie has designed some awesome knives. His first couple are not really my cup of tea design wise, but they are nonetheless excellent designs. His next one that's coming out is totally in my wheelhouse as far as what I jam with. And so the next design that Maddie's got, that he's, I think, was it Kaiser or I forget who he submitted his most recent design to. I think it was with Kaiser again. If y'all know better, then correct me, please. But yeah, the next one that has a very sheep's footy blade shape. That is one that, out of all of his, it's my favorite. And when it becomes production, I will absolutely be getting one. Absolutely be getting one, because that is my jam. That design that he threw up. I wish I could. I need to bug him for his drawing of that, just so that I have it as a reminder. Be like, hey, yeah, the or is it the Orion? Yeah, I think it is. Thank you, Bubbo. Yeah, because he and Sharif and us in the chat were talking about that Wednesday night. How I guess it's still the Kaiser doing it, but how they want to, at least the first rendition of it, they're shrinking the blade down to, I think you said 3.3 ish, rather than a full 4 inch. Again, to keep it more carryable in more states. And I get that. I understand that. But it kind of sucks at the same time because that's not what Maddie had in mind. Maddie wanted a big knife, the blade shape for sure. Kind of lean towards, hey, make me a big knife. But Kaiser's looking at it more of not so much what the designer wants, but more so of what's going to sell in quantities. So when you're not making customs, I guess that's the fight that you got to try to make with whoever your OEM is. Whoever's building it for you. They say no, we're not going to make it in a 4-inch blade because we can't sell that many of them. Then what are you going to do? Then you got to make that decision. Well, do I want them to go forward and still make the knife, make the design, so I can see my artwork out there in the world and people appreciate it? Or I say no, fuck you. You don't make the knife then if you're not going to make it the way I want it to be. That's just a personal decision that everybody's going to make when it comes to that. And I think, from as much as I know Maddie, what makes him so happy about it is seeing people with his knife designs, enjoying them, and having respect for Maddie as the designer. And it's just, he thinks, and most of us feel that way. It's a really cool to see something that you did just out there, being produced, being used, being loved and appreciated. It's just that it's such a rewarding feeling. And that's, as artists, that's until you get so arrogant and stuck up, you let a chunk of fame get to you, whether you self-inflated that fame or if it's legitimately you become super famous. Anyways, the other knife that I carried today, yeah, I actually carried 3 knives on me today. So how about that? Yeah, carried 3. I carried a fixed blade today since I wore long pants. I typically don't. I typically do not carry a fixed blade when I'm wearing shorts, because I'm usually only wearing shorts when it's stupid hot outside. So, and I don't like the weight and the bulk adding to already being hot and wearing shorts rather than pants. So yeah, but I carried today actually one of my smallest, well, pretty much the smallest fixed blade that I have. That's not that I don't wear as a neck knife. I have some slightly smaller fixed blades than this guy, but I will only wear those as neck knives. Once it gets to this size or in larger, I don't want to wear it on my neck, around my neck. to have it in pocket or on a belt. So this is the Winkler knives. It's got a long name. It's like Man Over the Mountain or something like that. Is the name of this? But it's a Winkler knives, and I honestly I forget what steel it is because he don't even put on there what steel it is. But I know it's a one of your more premium steels. It might be S30 or S35. But it's a corrosion rust resistant steel, stainless steel, not 1095. But yeah, I absolutely love this thing. Yeah, and he actually did. They did this knife with a couple of different etched designs on the handle part of it, and of course, I mean, y'all know me well enough. I love the mountain scenery, so I love being up in the mountains in the woods as much as I don't get to do that because of where I live right now. But that's where my heart's at. That's where I want to be all the time. So yeah, so that's the one that I got with the trees and the mountains there. And what's awesome about this, almost just as much, if not more so than the knife, is the sheath. It's I absolutely love the way that the sheath is designed. So when it goes in, it clicks in place by this part of the kydex actually is bent over, is folded over, molded over to catch right there at the just before the sharpening choil, and your actual curved part of your handle. So it catches right there, and that locks it in place. And I mean, again, this thing was designed as a neck knife, so it doesn't go anywhere. But to release that, all you're doing is pushing backwards on this guy, and it slides right out. So like just the design of this is that folded over, molded over, friction fitting, lockup. It's just I mean, it's so simple, but with this size of a knife, it works so damn well. Just works so damn well. And they didn't make this thing all big and gaudy, as far as the kydex goes. It's very slim profile, very minimalistic. And as a neck knife, this is how you want your sheath to be. As a small little, some of us can put this in our fifth pocket, but otherwise, put the Ulta clip on there, and it goes right into the pocket and works amazingly well as a pocket fixed blade. Now, I absolutely love this thing. Love this thing. And because of its size, I really forget to carry it, which is kind of sucks because it's probably one of my favorite fixed blades to carry to actually go in all day long with in my pocket and not have to worry about throwing it through a belt through it or anything like that. Like this is just so easy and so minimalistic, and just gives you a nice little, not so intimidatingly scary, small fixed blade. So I forget what I paid for this thing, but I got it years ago, at least 3 or 4 years ago. I've had it for a while. Some of my pictures of it on Instagram sticking out of a tree up in the mountains or on a fence post. So yeah. But yeah, I carried this guy today, and I need to. This is like the perfect time of the year, like just before fall, as we're phasing between the end of the summer and into early fall. Like this is the perfect time of the year to carry that type of fixed blade. And then once we go into the later fall, I carry my medium-sized fixed blades. And my large fixed blades really don't go with me unless I'm going camping. Oh, Mrs. Urban says I gotta check my email. Why do I gotta check my email? What's in my email? I don't need that, and I don't need that. Weekly summary for. This is stuff for kids for the school. Okay. All right. Why does this got to be brought up? All right. So I'll talk about the. Why do you got to bring that shit up during a live, Amanda? Mrs. Urban needs to chill. She's been way too stressed this week. Pyrographic equipment? I sure hell don't. Hey, there's been a. Hey, Mimo. Mimo snuck in here. Oh, you just stopped by for a drink and a candy bar. That's what I did for lunch. I stopped in our Sam's Club and got a drink and a hot dog for $1.50 or whatever the hell it is. Scarfed that down and then got back on a motorcycle. Ugh. So, yeah. So those were my carries pretty much yesterday and today. And not sure what I'm going to do tomorrow. We'll figure that out tomorrow. Not rafting, kayaking. Yes, I should. There is a small problem with that though. Mrs. Urban needs to be off for an entire day for me to go do that. Because the kids got to be watched. And right now she is pretty much in school or at work every day of the week, including weekends. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to get out on Whitewater River this year. Things have just been really crazy for us. And so, hey, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. It's a little sad, but I'll have to get over it, I suppose, right? Crap. What else happened this week that I should tell you guys about? There's something that happened. Forget what the hell it was, but it was funny. And now I forget. I don't know why I forgot. Ugh. I'll remember it like an hour after I get off of the live here. Damn it, Zorro, can you remember anything? No? He's just staring at me. Dog's just staring at me over here on the floor. I don't know where the cat ran off to. Cat ran off again. Oh! Ed, how are you? How are you? BNA Let me pull up. Minimize you guys. Nope, wrong one. I need to pull up and look up. Uh, if y'all remember last Friday, I showed off the bowl that I turned for Brand New American, and I let them know Wednesday that I sent it out in the mail. But then I don't think I ever gave them a tracking number. um, um, pirate ship is asking me if I'm not a robot. All right, here we go. It's in transit. B&A's package with the pyrite light and playing cards and whistle and his bowl. Um, Arrived up in New York today, and therefore will be probably delivered tomorrow. Or Monday. USPS says Monday. So it's at the New York distribution center there in Syracuse. It arrived there this afternoon. So it says not expected till Monday. You might be lucky, B&A, and get it over the weekend. Who knows? I'm sure B&A will let me know. I'm sure he'll let me know. Yeah, I was thinking about the fact that I want to be whitewater. I really feel stupid for not getting on that sooner. I totally forgot that Mrs. Urban's fall semester of school was going to be so many days of the week to where this Mrs. Urban does not really get a break. I mean, she goes to school in the morning and she gets home by like 3 o'clock. So she's home in the evenings. But she didn't get off and get home soon enough for me to be able to take off for a Whitewater River, 4.5, 5 hours drive away after I drop the kids off in the morning, and I can't get back by 2:30 when our youngest, when Suburban gets home from school. Miss Urban doesn't get home from the college soon enough for that. Y'all know what tomorrow is, right? Tomorrow is National Knife Day. Yeah. With that, considering that, I think I should probably carry my Spartan Harsey. I think that's an appropriate knife to be carrying for National Knife Day here in the United States. I should carry a USA made premium knife for National Knife Day. Wouldn't y'all agree? Yep, I think that's the right decision to make here. I love this knife. Ah, guillotine. Like it's these washers are freaking nuts. How quickly I was able to work them in. Like I carry this thing every once in a while, but not often enough for it to have broken in as well as it has. Like, oh, it's just so drop shutty, so smooth. Woo. One little shake and it just hydraulics into its home there. God, it's such a good knife. Beautiful knife. And so beautiful that I almost don't want to carry it and use it. But no, I do. I do. Just not very often. He's my baby. Yeah, I'll have to carry that tomorrow for sure. Most definitely. Um, I know Kevin and Devo Knives dropped the Nip Light. I don't have the Nip Light. I have the regular Nip, the OG Nip. It's not even in this drawer. I think it's in the next drawer. Nope, next one. Here's my Nip. Nippy, nippy. So, I mean, this thing's light enough as it is. Like, the Nip lights, how much lighter are they? It's already an itty bitty knife. And with titanium scales, right? Isn't this titanium? Is this titanium? Titanium or aluminum? I don't remember. I don't have a magnet. Oh, yes, I do. I have a magnet on the back of this guy. Oh, that's magnetic. So is that steel frame? Yeah, it's magnetic for sure. Not as strong as the blade though. The blade S90V is very magnetic. Yeah, S90V is very magnetic. But yeah, so I can't imagine what the lights are, what the weight difference is for that. Oh, you got an L cap. All right, right on, man. You gonna carry your Heartsey tomorrow too? Which one do you have, bud? Which Heartsey do you have? Is yours also the full 4-inch bladed size, or do you have the smaller one? Do you have the Plague Doctor etched one? I know a lot of people have Plague Doctor because it looks badass. For one, but I know it's just overall the popular, very heavily popularized design. So, um, I mean, I've kind of poked around on White Mountain knives and on the handful of others that I normally would shop at. Nobody's come out with anything that has really, caught my eye. White Mountain put a bunch of Ocasso knives out there on their website. I like here. I'll share it with you. Have you guys looked at the Ocasso the Seaton? The Seaton here. I saw this knife at Blade Show. And I absolutely love the lines flow. It's just so elegant, lines wise. Just subtle, slow arcs. Nice and smooth, gradual arcs, well-rounded back into the handle, and just a very elegant, slim profiled knife. But because the scales are flat and because it's a very thin profile and very narrow, unless you've got dainty hands, this thing does not feel very comfortable. Like you would think it would because of the lines of the design, the flow of the lines is very, you know, hand friendly, but because then it's thin, it's flat scales, and it's a very narrow handle. If you've got decent sized hands, it does not really end up feeling that. Obviously, there's no hot spots, but there's not enough there in the handle to fill your palms. It's just too skinny of a handle. Like looking at it, seeing it in photos, I want to like it. I like the blade shape. I like the lines, the design flow with the handle and everything. I like the look of it. I just did not like it in my hand, and that it sucked because I wanted to like it. This thing, this Max Ace capsule, that sucker's weird, and I don't know why. Why do they have to go with that clip and put their name on it like that and put just a little ball there? I don't like the balls. I like a solid ramp. If it's gonna have balls, it better have two balls. Otherwise, I'm not. I don't want it. I'm just kidding. I'm not gay. Uh, you could make so many jokes. Hmm. These cases that Ocaso does are really nice. Like they're very very nice. The price point is still a little steep for me. Um, but damn, are they nice? They are really really nice. Those are nice little travel cases. And I love the red stitching, the red and black. It's like two colors that belong together. It just looks slick. And then on the inside, the Ocaso symbol is in that electrifying red. Ugh, it's just a slick little carry case. Really like that case. I just I don't I'm not spending $45 on it. I'm sorry. Not spending $35 on it. I'd spend probably about 28.50. That's about all I would spend on one of those cases. And they have the two sizes. They have the standard and then they have the slim. So the slim would be great for your fifth pocket knives and your slip joints and that kind of thing. Your standard size case is more for your standard folders. I wonder if you can get a 4-inch Harcy in there. I don't know. Somebody returned the Spyderco Bodacious here. So if you want to pick up a Bodacious for an extra dollar off, 262.50 down to 261.50. Okay. This is a neat Tucson. Um, Interesting blade shape. Sheep's footy ish. Modified. Uh, so it's not. I guess that's enough probably for finger flicking. cut out there. But is it a front folder or a front flipper? Yeah, it's a front flipper. Yeah, you have the little front flipper there, and then you have the cutout, the milled out section right there, and micro milled. But yeah, that's not a bad looking Tucson. Milled titanium pocket clip with it. Fair enough. And I wish they would go a little smaller with the branding. Like, if anything, just get rid of the TW and the SUN and just do the symbol right there, right here. Just put it right here, up near the handle, up near the scales. Or if you got to, put it on the pivot collar. Some people don't like it on the pivot screw. Some people just prefer it to be on the blade, but just put it somewhere real close to the scales. Off of, my biggest thing is I can't stand, it bothers me when branding is on the grind of the blade. The part of the blade that is ground, whether it's a flat grind or a hollow grind or a top swedge deal, don't put it on the grinds. Put it on a flat part of the blade, which is very limited on this knife, but you got right in here you could put it much smaller. If not, if you can't fit it on a flat part on the blade, then put it just on the inside edge of the handle right here. Put it on the inside of the scales right there on the handle somewhere. Nice and discreet, but there for you to know and remember. And if you need to look. But don't put it on the grind. Don't put it on the grind. Oh, you like the Hadros? Oh, you going out to dinner? You must have some serious dough, man. Who the hell can afford to go out to dinner these days? I sure as hell can't. Really? You like the Shaman micarta scales? The Shaman is just not. I can't. I'm not a Shaman person. I cannot get on board with the Shaman train, and that I know that bugs Grumpy. Grumpy doesn't understand why I have a problem with a Shaman. A second version or an XL. I'm gonna look that up. Does White Mountain? White Mountain doesn't have it. Let me pull up. We'll just go to Blade HQ. Present. There we go. Yeah, that's basically the same as the other one, isn't it? As the Ocaso. It's 3.35 inch blade. And it does have a hollow grind. Yeah. It's just too thin, too small, too slim of a handle. There's just not enough handle for my hands to be happy with that. Uh, I, Again, Ed, for me, it's just I don't know. When I had it in my hand, like the scales, I don't know. It was just like it made me think of the Kershaw Blur handle as far as the way, and I know that the ergos on both of those are very different from one another. But for whatever stupid reason, when I picked up a shaman and held it, the 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 handle to me, for whatever stupid reason, reminded me of how much I don't like the way the Blur feels, the Kershaw Blur, and so I don't I don't understand it myself, but I just did not like the ergos of the shaman. I just didn't. I like if I don't know if it was because the scales are flat and not contoured. Because the shaman to me is a workhorse of a Spyderco folder, and the size of the blade, the shape of the blade, the overall profile of the knife, it is just it should be used and demands to be used as a heavy duty worker. Like like if I want a folder out on the farm or out in the woods, the shaman is an excellent choice for that. But for those of us who are accustomed to, spoiled, whatever you want to call it, with having fixed blades and axes and hatchets and everything, having well contoured handles, it makes me mad that the shaman doesn't have a contoured handle. So if I were to get a shaman, I'd have to get some scales that have the contours. But the problem is that you spend almost $300 on the knife, and then in order to get those nice micarta contoured scales, you're adding almost another $100 to it, right? So it becomes like almost somewhere right around a $400 to a $450 knife. And to me, I'm sorry, the shaman is not a knife that I want to put that much money towards in order to enjoy it. There's just so many other knives that I have much greater interest and love for in their designs than the shaman that I would want to put that kind of money towards, like the horsey. So I hope that makes sense as far as what my point of view is, my perspective on it. I want to like the shaman, I just can't. And since I do mm, for folders, my folders, I like the EDC. I like to have a folder on me every day to cut things throughout the day, mostly packages and other small stuff. And I much prefer this guy in my pocket over the shaman for everyday carry. For Spyderco, the Kapara here, with these slightly contoured. They're not very contoured, but they're slightly contoured. Micarta scales in a much slimmer, lighter weight profile than the Shaman. This thing, the ergos on this thing are insane. I like this so much better for an EDC, for an everyday in my pocket. And I like the belly, the shape of the blade, the flat grind of the blade. I love the Kapara so damn much that I would choose, if I had a Shaman, I would choose this over the Shaman 90% of the time. I would. I just would. I like the Kapara that much better than I do the Shaman. I really love the Kapara. I really like this knife so much more than the Shaman. El Cap, I am not a fan of the Manix or the Manix 2 because of that lock. I don't care for that lock. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm saying, El Cap. It's just like it's such out for a Spyderco for getting a compression lock. And again, to me, the compression lock is such a nicer lock than the lock that they use for the Manix. I love the compression lock. My favorite two locks on Spydercos are the compression lock, absolutely number one, and that includes the button releasing compression lock of the smock, which I have over here. The smock, which I got some aftermarket micarta scales on. But yeah, absolutely love the smock, and I love that it's a button releasing compression lock. So I like the compression lock, and then my second favorite lock that Spyderco does is their back lock. I love their mid back lockback, because of the way theirs is done. The amount of resistance on opening the blade is enough for safe, secure lockup, as well as, staying closed. There's enough there that keeps it closed, but it's at the same time just light enough that just about anybody can roll it out with the Spidey hole, roll it out like I just did, one-handed. The fact that you can open a lockback and close it, and then close it again because of the design with the forward choil, you can put your finger right here, press the back lock, and let it drop, and it's that forward choil that hits your finger rather than the edge of the blade, and then you swap it to that, and you can do all that one-handed, open and close this thing. This is the Spyderco Stretch 2, not the XL, just the regular size Spyderco Stretch 2, but with this blade shape rather than the original Stretch blade shape. I like this blade shape better than the goofy one that they had on their OG version of this knife. And it's the K390 steel. Y'all can see that. Yeah, it's the K390. Yes, I absolutely love the way that they did their backlocks on the Spyderco. Spyderco just does such a good job with theirs. And I've got this guy, and then I've also got the Chaparral with the burled maple scales on it, wood scales on it. He's over in the other chest as well. And then I've also got with the H1 steel the what's the little thing, the small Spyderco. Was it? It's not the bug. It's the next size up one. So my first Spyderco was the Para 3. And after the Para 3, yeah, it's the Dragonfly. The Dragonfly 2 is what I have. And I have it with the H1 steel. And again, I got that thing a long time ago. But yeah, my first Spyderco was the Para 3. And that's what hooked me on the compression lock. Absolutely just blew my mind that the compression lock did. And then I got the Dragonfly 2 in H1 steel. And then I went and bought, I think, yeah, the next one that I bought was the did I buy the Chaparral first or did I buy the Smock first? I don't remember. I want to say it was the Chaparral. But yeah, I got the Chaparral and I got the Smock. I forget which one I got before the other, but they were kind of close in time frame wise. And then I got the and then I got the Stretch 2, and then I got the Kapara. And out of all of them, I like the Kapara the best. I really do. The Smock is a very, very close second. But then the Stretch 2 here, because I absolutely love this thing in the steel, the K390. I love this thing for taking backpacking. It's just such a good knife for backpacking. That this thing is just super close to being right there behind the Smock as my number 3. So yeah, Kapara, Smock, and then Stretch 2. And I guess it would be for fourth place. It would be a tie between the it would be a tie between the Dragonfly 2 and the Chaparral, because if anything, I carry the Dragonfly 2 more because that's my beach knife. That's my most rust corrosion resistant knife that I have. That I have absolutely zero worries, zero concerns going to the beach with that thing in my bathing suit, on my bathing suit, in and out of the water. Building a sandcastle. I have absolutely zero worries for that thing ever developing rust, and I don't even feel like I have to when I get home. There's been so many times where I've not even bothered to rinse it off or make sure that there's no sand just sitting in it, inside of it. I have no worries about that knife ever getting rust. Because Spyderco just does an insanely good job on all their Salt Series knives of making not just the blade, but also all the hardware and everything that corrosion resistant. Mind blowing how they do that. And BNA's home. Woohoo! in record time. So B&A, your package, USPS says it will be delivered Monday, but it's already up in New York, so there's a slight possibility that they might get it to you over the weekend here. But if not, then pretty much for sure Monday. So just text me or whatever, let me know that you got it when you get it and that everything's all intact. I'm usually I will say that I've been, fingers crossed, knock on wood, very fortunate to have, out of all the things that I've shipped, all the things I've mailed, especially wood items that I've created, I've not had anything arrive to anybody damaged. So again, fingers crossed, knock on wood, that I continue to do a good job in my packaging abilities and padding things as much as I can, and the mail not breaking anything. So I've yet to have anything bad happen. But of course, if it did, I would, then make a new one. It wouldn't be the same, because nothing I build is exactly the same. I don't do duplicates. But I would make something else and send it out. Until you just throw it in the fireplace or whatever. The broken one. So long time ago, and if you went on my YouTube channel, a long time ago, I purchased a Cold Steel Tough Light, not the mini, but the regular size Tough Light, because I had yet to, at that time, I had not yet experienced the Triad lock, and I wanted to know how the Triad lock was. At that time, the Triad lock was the most well-known, most respectedly reputed, pretty much proven as the most durable lockup system in a knife out there. And that was what, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, something like that. But yeah, so I hadn't tried it about a Triad lock, so I bought, and again, I loved the Wharncliffe blade shape, so I got the Tough Light. And I didn't like how stiff the lockup was. I didn't like the Triad lock. It tickles my fancy to be able to do this with a knife that has a back lock. I love being able to do the open and close one-handed. And that's why, even though I have a Buck 110 Slim with the S30B steel and the micarta handles, I don't carry it because I don't like how stiff the back lock is, for one. And two, I don't like the back lock being on the very butt end of the handle of the knife. I like it in the middle like this. To me, this is a major preference. I absolutely love it being right here in the middle. I don't like it being on the butt end, to where you're pretty much forced to use two hands to open and close it. I know it's strong. I know it's strong, Ed. I know. But speaking of other strong as hell locks, if I can pinpoint which drawer I put it in. There, here it is. It was very heavily argued that the shark lock is also insanely strong, as much as or possibly stronger than the triad lock. It's been argued that way for a couple of years. They did. Um, and this is again one handed, and so much easier and so much more fun. It has that fidget factor. To be able to open and close it like this is just way better than the triad lock. I'm sorry, but it is. So yeah, this the which this thing's damn near been retired. I almost never carry this thing anymore. I need to. I really do. I really should, because I like the AD 20.5. Mine's in D2. I have not the first batch, but probably like the third or fourth batch of them that came out. All those number of years ago when they came out with this knife, and yeah, I put some different scales on it. There's some red burlap micarta for you, brick red. I would probably carry this sucker more if it was in a in like S30V or S45 or something like that. S90, just 20 CV. And then of course Civivi has their version of the shark lock, which is very, very different in the mechanics of the lock mechanism, but yet still has the same principles in place. So yeah, different but the same. It's that is something that's really cool to see different companies take having taken a look at the shark lock, at Demko shark lock, and been like, how can we do that in a very similar way that is different but might be a possible improvement, or just give a different type of action to it. So yeah, it's really cool to see how different companies take each other's ideas and kind of attempt to make them their own to somewhat avoid plagiarism and make it more complementaryism. Is that a word? Complementaryism? Did I just make a new word? It's going in the Urban Dictionary now, boys. But yeah, this is a really cool knife. I did I hear, or do I recall somebody saying that they took the Wii version of this and eventually swapped the clip from being on the spine to being on the spine side like the Civivi is? Didn't they? Didn't they change that on the Wii version of the Vision? I thought I heard or read or saw that haven't been done, that they finally eventually did that, because that was the biggest complaint that people had on the Wii version. No, that bagels are for breakfast. No, no, no. Do we have apples? Did Mom get apples? Yeah, you can have apples. You can always have an apple. Just don't eat 5 of them, right? Apples are good for the kids. Um, all right. Before we end this, I have one favor for y'all to do. Oh, first, before we go to that, before we end on that, I wanted to show y'all one other quick thing. So as you know, I got my new glasses, right? So I was stoked about that. So with getting new glasses, this is the of course the glasses company gave me a decent microfiber cloth for it, but this is the box that it came in. The brand of my glasses is Titan Flex, so the frames are titanium, and I've actually it's got just a little bit of carbon fiber. Woohoo! But the frames are otherwise titanium. And the box it came in is this fun little folding magnetic closing box. And it's just a box, kind of like our knife boxes. It's not an actual glasses case. It is kind of cool how the sides do that deal, but it's not like this thing can fold up completely flat. Can it? No, that doesn't want to bend that way. So you can't fold it flat. But yeah, so this is the box with a cardboard outside, not an actual case for your glasses. What, Maddie just got home? Maddie, you missed me getting new glasses. So, nothing big, nothing important. This is kind of just a bullshitting life. Don't even bother to go back and watch it later. The whole thing. It's not worth your time. Not worth your time. I ain't worth nobody's time. But, shit. Where did I put him? I have the other case that I have, glasses case, and I don't know where I set them down. I don't think they're in the car. I didn't set them down over here, did I? Oh, yeah, here they are. My dad gave me these. He's got a couple of them. Sorry, I'm adjusting my chair again. But my dad gave me this one, and this one is one that folds flat like this, which is awesome for traveling, so that when you are wearing your glasses and you need to stow your case somewhere, it's a triangular design that with the magnetic closer, and it's got the felt on the inside, but this is designed to where the sides fold down flat and then it flips all the way over and around, so that way you can stash this somewhere and it's not taking up any space when you need your case to not be taking up space. But then it folds open into a triangle and you put your glasses in there. So I've enjoyed having this particular case for my glasses for the last decade. But so my glasses fit in there. But it's not exactly my style, it just doesn't work so well with my typical EDC. Is more, the outdoorsy, old school leather and brass and whatever. My Carta. So like, this is not my personality per se. So I ordered, again, it's the same company that makes these awesome little front pocket wallets, zipper pouch wallets, that you can put a handful of cards and some change in, a stack of ones for the strip club. You throw all that in there, and then it's actually got these here that you can put a small knife or knife or multi-tool, small knife or small multi-tool, and a flashlight or a pin, or the little Oh, O-Pen minis, the mini O-Pens, or a little uh, spacer Fisher space pen, the little bullet pins you could stick. But yeah, so the same company that makes this, which is Hide and Drink, yeah, Hide and Drink. It's really good quality leather. If you cannot afford to get a Lancelot leather, or you're too damn impatient for a Lancelot leather made piece, which uh, I much rather have, but again, I'm too damn impatient for that. See, here's my Lancelot leather EDC tray. Get one. These are awesome. Absolutely love them. Right? If you don't have one, if you do not have one of these Lancelot leather EDC trays, you are wrong. You are wrong, and I don't want you in my chat anymore until you get one. I'm not, I'm not that mean, but no, but yes, those trays are freaking. They're the bomb. Like, I don't know how anybody could not have one. See, I know Maddie's got one. Maddie's got the one that is the best color combination, the red and black. Maddie has the best color comboed one. I would say that the one that I have with the like the teal greenish blue color, and the I forget what the color of the leather is. It's kind of like an almondy color. Let me get all my stuff out of it so you can actually see the color of the leather. But I would say that this one is maybe tied with one of the others as being the second best colorway option. I would have preferred to get a red and black one, but this was a close second. So yeah, if you're not gonna get the red and black one, get this one. This color is a nice bold duo of colors. And he gets such nice leather for these things too. Love it, love it, love it. I'll put all my stuff back in it now. But yeah, I mean, I would love to buy a new knife for National Knife Day, but there's just nothing out there right now that interests me. I keep thinking about that because I had the this guy at wasn't it B&A that sent me that? Who sent me that? Did I get this from B&A? B&A, you sent me this with the buck hat and the handful of other things? I think it was you. Oh, I can't even remember anything anymore. Too many kids in my house for me to remember shit. What did Mimo say? I just flew in from a Transformers convention, and boy, my arms are tires. Okay, your arms are tires. Gotcha. But here, let me pull up what I ordered. The case for your glasses that are all leather. I know Lancelot's doing leather cases for like your sunglasses, or if you have large framed glasses. But I think he should consider doing these. Can you tell Mom to let me go? No. Yes, you got to. Well, no. No. Close my door. No. Kids arguing about the PlayStation. Here we go. All right. So these right here, same company that I have that wallet, and I've got a couple of their slips and other things that they make. They make some awesome stuff as well. But Lancelot needs to make these as well. I should send him the link to this and be like, hey, I know you got your awesome ones for your sunglasses, but you might want to make these too for your reading glasses, for your everyday glasses, because these are sweet. Obviously you get your main pocket for your glasses, but then you also get that outer little sleeve that wraps all the way around, so it's on both sides. Yeah, it's on both sides. There's the back side. That you can put either a card or two, or a little, couple of bills, some money. But yeah, so I'm excited. I think this thing arrives, I think, tomorrow. I think it comes in tomorrow. And they've got this. I ordered this color, the malt mahogany, and I'm gonna give it just a very quick rip dye bath in red, and give it just a little bit of a red, more like a red mahogany tint to it. Uh, that should work. I've done that before on leather stuff. But then they've got the blue. They got charcoal black. They got this dark jade green color, which I almost got because of the price difference. Um, and then they got the sangria. They had another color. Where did it go? It's not on here anymore. He must have dropped it because he sold out. I think it's just like two guys that do it, that make these. So it's not made in a factory. These are handmade. Down in Mexico, right? Doesn't that say Mexico? What's Hecho a Mano? Latin America. Made in Latin America. So somewhere down south. Yeah. And Antigua, Guatemala. That place. Mexico. Yeah. So they're handmade. And I really like their stuff. But I would love Lancelot Leather, I'd love for him to go do what he does with his leather work, and do, the different designs, and the different colored stitching, mixed and matched with the different colors of leather. Like he could, I would love if he would make one for me. I don't know what he would charge for something like this. What's he charging for, Maddie? Off the top of your head? Yeah, owned by two guys, made by children. No, that's better work than what children do. But at the same time, that wouldn't surprise me. You might be 100% right, Maddie. You might be 100% right. Maddie, how much does Joe charge for his sunglass cases that he's doing now? Oh no, is it really? The site is down right now. EDC Roundtable is down right now. Is Steve working on it? Is Stevie working on it? Is Stevie working on the website right now? Why is the website down? I wanted to look up to see what Joe's charging for his about $80. He said, yeah, because that requires a decent amount of work with the leather. If he could charge 30 or 35, if he would charge 35 for one of these, and do, offer a couple of different colors of the leather, and then a couple of different colors for the stitching, I would love to pay him $35 to $40. I couldn't do more than $40. I would love if he could manage 35 for one of these slips for your glasses, I would happily purchase one or two of them from him that is done in his style and his handiwork and and amazing craftsmanship. Yeah, I don't want crappy leather, pretty fly for a knife guy. Get the fuck out of here. He wouldn't do it in crappy leather. That's the thing. Joe is, Joe is, I know. The good leather costs more money. But Joe would, and because of that, he is, he is adamant about making a high quality product and taking pride. And even though he's very humble, because he is, Joe is very, very humble. But yet he takes pride, and he absolutely should take pride in his craftsmanship because it is top notch. So I mean, and to get that, there is a certain premium that you should understandably pay. So, but at the same time, I'm poor. That's the problem. Is I'm poor. It's not that his stuff isn't worth what he charges. It's that I'm poor. Yeah. Can he get that? But they did have I like I was saying or about to say, they did have a sixth color, and it was a dark mahogany, like a bourbon. Yeah, I forget what it was. It was a dark bourbon, um, mahogany leather, and it was like real dark. And I would have loved. I loved that color. It was like $22.99 from this hide and drink company, but I didn't get it because it was a couple of dollars more, and also because I didn't want something super dark for the sake of being able to see it in the car. You know, if it's I'm driving at night and I go to reach for my glasses, if it's in a case that's really really dark, that makes it all that much harder for me to find it amongst all the other dark items that I keep in my car. So that's why I chose this color. And I'm just going to very quickly dip it in some red Rit dye to give it just a little bit of a red color. So it's more of a red mahogany. And hopefully not have it be too dark. But yeah, so if I'm going to have to send this to Joe and see if he can do. Oh, there's my other orders. Y'all didn't need to see that. Yeah, y'all like the vegetable tan color. The problem with the vegetable tan is that when you're ordering the pieces of leather, the quality of the leathers in regards to imperfections, the number of imperfections. Vegetable tan is going to have your lighter colored leather is going to have the most. You're going to see most vividly the imperfections that the leather has. So therefore, in order to get leather material that has the least number of imperfections and the lightest, less degreed imperfections, you're paying more, and of course that when you get it, you're going to see it more. So with your darker color leathers, the light to mild imperfections can be hidden pretty easily with it being a dark leather or a dark color. If that makes sense. I don't know. I'm just talking out my ass. But let me cover one more thing before we end it, and before I go throw up because I ate way too many of these beaver nuggets. So I'm gonna finish the whole bag in one sitting. That's bad. You're not supposed to eat that many of those. My stomach's gonna hate me big time for that in about 20 minutes. Stupid me. But no, so my question for you guys is, I'm having a hard time at this moment piecing together the extra items with a knife for giveaways. So I need y'all to tell me what other EDC items besides flashlights, because I feel like we all got a flashlight at this point, right? Just about all of us who carries and uses a flashlight, we've already got the ones that we like, right? So I need some ideas from you guys as far as other EDC items that y'all would be interested in me having as part of my giveaways with whatever knife I choose. Maddie, you can talk to me about your oddball request one-on-one, mister. I didn't I should have said this question is for everybody except for Maddie. Maddie wants the EDC a box. You want a box, Maddie? I can build you a box. I'll put wheels on it too, depending on how big this box needs to be for you. You know, I'm just being retarded now. But yeah, message me on Instagram if there's an item an EDC type item or an item that you use at home a lot. Whether it's an EDC carry item or if it's a desk item or something that's, whatever. If there's something that I can add with the knife that doesn't cost as much as the knife, for our giveaways, I am all ears. All ears, please. I'm looking for things to do to pair up with other knives and other EDC stuff for my giveaways. I don't want to continue to be giving away the same thing over and over and over again. I mean, I think the little speakers that I give away off of Amazon are really awesome, but I've already got 4 of y'all that I've sent one to, 4 or 5 of y'all. So I am all for other ideas. You like the clippers idea? And then Maddie, I apparently need to build him a box. A push dagger. Oh, how many of y'all are interested in neck knives? I have a couple of neck knives that live in my car, and I never use them because I don't like to carry a neck knife. I much prefer having this guy or slightly larger EDC fixed blades in and on my pockets. I don't like wearing neck knives. So, all right, the clippers. Now, the Swiss Tech multi-tool on my keyring that you forget that you have. Okay. T-Fetch, I like where you're going there, mind-wise, But you know how expensive those are? And the coffin, you know how the coffin would have to be, it would have to be, the lid would have to be at a slant, and it would have to be tapered to accommodate his like size 18 shoe feet that he has, and then that then tapers down to his itty bitty little head that he has. So I mean that's a lot of work for a coffin that's specifically designed to fit Maddie. And it would have to probably be about 7.5 feet in length. I actually, I do plan to hopefully have the time somehow with all these kids in my house now to make a coffin and get a skeleton, like one of the like 3.5 foot, 4 foot skeletons, and then make a coffin uh, um, decoration, outdoor Halloween decoration to put in the graveyard that I have for our outdoor decorations. So I do need to build that. I like to every year, every 2 years or so, add another element, add another item or two to our Halloween decorations. And then same thing with our Christmas decorations, like every other year or so, I like to add something to it. Um, Mainly because my daughter bitches about it. We always put up the same decorations every year. Every year, it's always the same decorations. And it's like, yeah, one, they cost a bunch, and two, I don't have the space to fit, $5,000 worth of Halloween decorations and $12,000 worth of Christmas decorations. I don't have the space to store all that stuff for the whopping month and a half here and 2 months there that it gets put out for display. So it's like, yeah, we're not going to keep adding and adding and adding new stuff every single year. I don't know what y'all talking about. What box? Maddie's talking about an EDC box, an everyday carry box, a box that he has to carry. So there's a Swiss Tech tool, the fingernail clippers. That's what Pretty Fly was saying. The Victorinox ones you can get for like 12 to 20 bucks. You think those that would be a good thing? I don't EDC nail clippers. I don't. I guess because of all the woodworking stuff that I do, and I have a bad habit of biting. I bite my nails off. I trim my nails with my teeth, like a weirdo. But nail clippers, okay, all right. Other little small multi tools, all right. I'll look. I'll look. You're like a giant ferret. I can see that. That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, y'all shoot me some ideas on Instagram, or you can email me if you want to old fashioned it like G Ball does. I use a Gmail, urbanwoodsman87 at gmail.com .com. I don't have a Hotmail or whatever else old school shit that that Greg still uses. Uh, I love that dude. I miss him. He was so much fun to hang out with at Blade Show. I miss Greg. I haven't chatted with him in a while. I need to bother him. I did reach out to and had a little bit of back and forth messaging on Instagram with Ionan's Edge, and he put an announcement somewhat recently. I think last weekend or beginning of the week. I think it was beginning of the week. He put out a message up on his channel about how things are going. They're still going. Mrs. Edge is doing okay. She's kind of in a low spot, uh, but they're still trucking and still spending quality time with each other. That's absolutely what's most important. And yeah, so it was good to hit up him and check in with him. I kind of I kind of miss our Ionan's minions lives and the giveaways and watching him and the misses and see the awesome scarves, or not scarves, the uh, handkerchiefs that Mrs. Ionan did. I miss that, but life goes on. We all get old. Can't always do the things we used to, as much as I try. Fossilized stuff? Yeah, I'm not all about that. Oh, you want me to include rocks? I used to have actually a real big rock collection. And of course, like 80% of it was just like garbage rocks, rocks out of the riverbed, nothing polished, nothing fancy. Uh, so, but I used to have a lot of rocks, like the old metal Folgers coffee cans, the full size coffee cans that were made out of aluminum or whatever, tin. Yeah, I used to have like 4 or 5 of those that were just completely filled to the lid with with rocks, and then I'd have like big rocks just sitting over in a pile of my in the corner of my closet. Stuff that was like half the size of one of those Folger cans. I'd have like 6 or 7 of those just thrown into the back corner of my closet when I was growing up. I did. I'm such a hoarder, and the wife hates it. My mom hated it. My dad would laugh about it. He just thought it was funny because he's a bit of a hoarder too. He's just a little more organized. I was a mess. Not crack rocks, Maddie. Yeah, a real men still have a rock collection. I didn't get rid of all of them. I still have a little box that it's not an EDC box, but I have a little box that has some of the nicer ones that I collected. I still have some rocks. But all right, we'll end this live uh, on rocks. I think that's a solid way to close out this one. So you guys take care. I'll see y'all in other chats later on through the weekend. And we'll consider this live a rock solid, done and over with. So bye for now. All right, y'all get out of here and go cause shenanigans somewhere else. Love y'all. Peace.